Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing the readings for Earth sign, Sun, Moon and Rising. We have the decks of the Faery Tarot by Doreen and Radleigh Valentine, the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette-Baron-Reid, and then we have the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle by Cavendish and Selina, Fenech. Mind my stomach, it's been a bit upset today. So I hope everyone else is well out there and no one's sick with COVID or symptoms of. I know I am. And I think it's everywhere. Everyone's scared of what's going to happen next. I think that does inspire or tick off people's ability to catch it. Fear is a powerful motivator for your body to react in ways and shapes and forms it doesn't necessarily react. But it's triggered by stress and worry and fear. I think everyone is stressed, worried and fearful of what's happening with the world. So for earth signs in particular, I find you want to go on a new adventure. You want to trust yourself, embrace your purpose, you want to create something, or you want to try a new life. You want to do a new life. You don't want your old life, you want your new life. You want your freedom is what I'm picking up. And then you've got here the Three of Swords. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You'll grow stronger from this situation. Sadness will heal with time. So this card's about separation from someone or something painful like a surgery that might have to happen for some of you. Because the swords represent needles. Or it could be just someone's getting a booster shot or something to that effect. Speaking of COVID. The Three of Swords is to do with heartbreak as well, and forgiving others and yourself, releasing past hurts, healing misunderstandings, growing stronger from challenging situations, and being there for others in need. It just says it takes courage to face your past and to allow healing to come through. Reach out to others for comfort and love, and be open to the warm embrace of compassion and forgiveness. Don't close your heart off to helpful people. By working through your sadness now, you can set the stage for healing in the near term rather than having to revisit unhappy emotions over and over. Our fairy friends are standing with the holy hawthorn tree behind them. Legend says that the tree appeared when Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of Jesus, helped him off the cross, placed Jesus' walking staff into the soil on a hill. The staff became the holy hawthorn tree, which also represents Easter, and we're at Easter right now. Yeah. So the disciple, Joseph, pulled him off the cross and into the soil on a hill in Glastonbury. And that staff, the walking staff of Joseph, became the holy hawthorn tree. And it blooms in Easter and at Christmas time. And hawthorn is generally a cold climate tree. It's from the colder climates, so it won't really grow in a hot environment. So possibly this one particular earth sign is from a cold environment, currently lives in a warm environment but misses the cold, misses the Easter traditions or the older traditions is what I'm getting, because there's the Father Christmas in the background. Traditions of past. Then you've got in the past, you've got the King of Summer. So in your past you may be it could also mean grief. You're grieving for someone that is no longer with you from your past, who was a Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. They are devoted, excellent parents, warm-hearted. They're cultural. They're the best parent. They're very emotional, but they're very supportive. So maybe in your past you had this from a parent or from a partner that's passed away. It could be anyone that you miss that support. You're grieving that. Princess of Autumn. This is to do with someone from your recent past. They are studious, responsible, they're go-getters, they're career motivators, well thought out plans. They need a little bit of a push to get going. That represents a younger Virgo, Taurus or Capricorn around you in your past. That may have been a friend or maybe a past lover. Princess of Autumn. They're very studious. They're very mischievous as well. They're a bit tricky. Princess of Autumn. Yeah. Maybe you did some studies recently, or you went and did some studies or seminars in a university. They are a bit mischievous, these people. You might want to look out for that. They're also wise and responsible beyond their years. They love to learn. They take a little bit longer to get out in the real world. They don't also think things way too long before acting. But when they do it and move into action, everything will go perfectly. They're a perfectionist. That's what I've got around you. In your future is an Ace of Cups. Open your heart to love. This is the beginning of love, new love, or a rebirth of a current love, the awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Ace of Cups is like a honeymoon. Maybe you're on a second honeymoon, or maybe you're on your first honeymoon for some earth signs out there. You're going through the first flushes of love. The lotus flower is both beautiful but also very deep. So you may have deep emotions for your current partner. Ace of, and it's also the summer months. So it represents, maybe you're in the summer time of your relationship. You've gone from the spring, which should be now, and the summer is true love, is when you have accepted your faults and flaws and you're just in love with the person rather than just the chemistry side of things. It's more not passion based, it's more love based now. So it's moved into love, which is warts and all. You admire them. You have very close platonic relationships. You could also be finding a new home. A rewarding, joyful relationship is about to begin. It may be a new person who enters your life or a new phase in the current one. You have to first open your heart to love when faced with an outpouring of affection, knowing that you deserve it in return. The awakening of new psychic abilities. Yeah, new psychic abilities is coming. And in the future you have a Queen of Autumn. So maybe you will go to visit this person. They are the head of a large organisation. They could be head of a church as well. They are very practical. They like to spend money, but they like fine furnishings, and they love textured fabrics like velvet, satin, velour. They love textures. They love colours and soft velvet. Sparkly things is what I get to with some people. They love animals. They love small animals. They may be feeling small themselves, so that's why they get small animals like the little rabbit. That rabbit also represents fertility, so they may be very abundant, or they can easily fall with children. So they're able to fall with children is what it's saying there. Queen of Autumn represents by a Taurus, Capricorn and Virgo. They usually run a large household or a small business without even lifting a finger. It's easy to them. It comes natural. They're natural business leaders. They like everything that has a form and a function in their house. They could be really good interior designers too. They have a flair of putting things together to make things look attractive, to make a house look like a home. That's another ability that a Queen of Earth signs do. They're really good at putting or making things look really beautiful and enticing. Their love of gardening. They love to garden. They're a wonderful parent. They adore luxurious things. Their family means the world to her, and she's the ability to run a small company without breaking a sweat. Her tastes are very expensive. She's discerning and picky. Fortunately, she's good with money because she spends it like crazy. Yes, prosperity and creativity are around her. She attracts jobs. She attracts jobs for other people, money for other people, and creativity for other people. A lucky person for you. And you've got here a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of codependency. An emotional overreaction. It's time to walk or run away. The situation no longer serves you and is merely holding you back. Sometimes endings are sad and sometimes they're a relief. Change can be stressful and intimidating, but trust that it is a healthy and necessary one. Drawing this card means that you have probably known for some time that you needed to move on, but have been unable to or unwilling to cut ties. Let go and set off on a journey towards a happier tomorrow. Set new goals for yourself. Make this a fresh beginning. Focus on the future, not on the past, and a fairy is leaving the challenging land of winter for a warmer destination. Soon her troubles will be over. So if you've gone into a cold one, you're going back into a warm one. Ace of Spring, it's an action card. So the resting cards are the Four of Swords or the Hangman, but this is an action card. Time to take action towards something or action towards someone. It can also be the first crush that you have on someone. You know, you've got that flutter in your heart or butterflies in your stomach is when you first meet someone. There's an attraction, there's a chemistry, you can't stop looking at them, you can't stop thinking about them. You're constantly in your thoughts. Is that vibe you're getting, or I'm getting for you, about this fire sign, which is usually someone that's Aries, Sagittarius or Leo. Or maybe they are, because I've also picked up Aquarius, Libra and Gemini. They may be a fire sign with a fire sign with an air moon, air placement, like Gemini, Libra or Aquarius, or they could be an air sign with a fire ascendant, like Aries, Leo and Sag. So it could be a number of, you could read it a couple of different ways. But the beginning, the sapling is just sprung. So it's springtime. It's telling you the time that this is going to happen is now, is the springtime or the Easter, the Ostara, lucky cycle for you right now, Earth signs. This is the right time to move towards this fire sign. Yes, new opportunities will allow you to achieve what you desire. Your fledgling hopes are about to take flight, and all that's needed from you is the courage to see things through. Be daring, be fearless, and then happily pursue your most treasured dreams. If you don't have every little detail worked out, don't let that hold you back. All the steps will reveal themselves as you move forward. Just forward motion is important. Promotions could be birth announcements for some people. If you're trying to get pregnant, Earth signs, this is your time to do that. Queen of Spring, a brilliant marketing person, Aries, Leo, or Sag. Talented, friendly, loyal and brilliant. The Queen of Spring is a truly amazing character. She can write up a marketing plan at work, throw a birthday party with 30 kids and volunteer for the local animal shelter. Somehow makes it home to dress up for that formal event. They're a very devoted parent. They are graceful, intelligent and lovely. Yet their most endearing attribute is that she's a true friend. She will be there for you no matter what, and that's why everyone loves her. On the other hand, she can be a very fierce competitor, an independent and strong leader. She likes to have things her way. Chances are very good that you'll agree with all her ideas. If you don't, you may have a challenging time getting her to come around to your point of view. The Queen sits on her throne carefully, contemplating her next step. Her red dress indicates she is very passionate about her plans and will not wait long before taking action. She's an action lady. And then you've got here the Star. This is healing. Nice card to get if you've been unwell lately. Anyone that's not feeling so well, take time out, rest, recuperate, get healthy again. It's talking about going on a new diet, trying something new, getting rid of all the old toxins from old ways of thinking and old eating habits and taking on these new forms, these new diets. You might be doing a keto diet or what's another one? Atkins diet. You might be doing something different where you're changing it up to allow your body to heal from trauma or from different lifestyle choices. Wonderful, magical things are in store for you now. You just have to believe in them. Challenges are going to fade away as the joy that comes from true faith lights your way like a starry night. Look to the future with hope and optimism. God, the angels and the fairies can help you manifest whatever you need in order to move forward, a happy life or career. Trust in yourself and your abilities to allow your faith to grow. Like the constellations, they will guide you to rich and fulfilling spiritual insights. Release the ancient healing energy for you. And you've got the Queen of Swords, which is Libra, Aquarian, Gemini around you, who's in the military possibly, or ex-military. It says to let go of things and people that no longer serve you. Focus on your career. They may be unmarried or divorced individuals. They may love going to garage sales and picking up trinkets. You might call them behind their back the garage sale queen, because they just like to collect things that they find bargains, like secondhand stores, and you'll find them rummaging around antique shops and trying to find things that are old, but have value because they like older things like antique clocks and antique rings and jewellery. It's saying to look there first before buying something new because it holds more value. The gold of yesterday, the 1800s, the 1920s was better gold than what we've got these days. The same with the stones. The stones were real stones, real gems from that era, whereas today a lot of them are man-made. So it's talking about if you're getting a present or a special birthday present for someone, you may need to look at your antique shops rather than to your mass-marketed, produced jewellery stores. So it's talking about a rebirth and getting well, getting happy and well. Maybe you've come from a really challenging situation, mental health problems, or mental health was affecting your body in some shape or form because the thoughts became reality for you. So they were just thoughts, but you focused on them so much that they made you sick because you couldn't take your mind off those thoughts. Thoughts are just thoughts. They haven't materialised. They're not set in stone. It's just a thought. It's just a passing thought. So that's what it's saying. I hope that's helping someone out there for Earth signs. Then we're going to do Oracle card. Oh, that's interesting. I think sometimes your gut tells you things to do when you want to do something. You think that sounds fine, but then your stomach starts to growl. That's a pretty good indication that you're not safe because your stomach juices are being wound up because you don't feel safe, or you don't feel hungry, or you've forgotten to eat. But your stomach is very noisy when things are going on in an emotional sense. That's your vagus gland acting up, telling you something isn't not what it seems. Or clean it up. Maybe you do a big clean out of things you no longer want. Time to go. Interesting. It's an ending. It marries up with the other card which I've got here, which is ending of difficulties. And this is the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. Such hard cards to shuffle, but beautiful artwork. The Midnight Prince. Oh, this reminds me of the fairy tale I once read about the magical prince that comes at midnight because he might be the vampire. Midnight Prince. Actually, there's a movie I watched called The Witches of Eastwick, a discovery of witches, and she had a story told to her as a little girl about this Midnight Prince, never knowing that he was actually a vampire, but because her mother in the story was a witch, a very powerful witch. And she told her this bedtime story to let her know that one day this magical prince will appear at midnight for her and her alone. He's the one that will be her protector because they knew they weren't going to live, they were going to die early. So they made sure that the one that looks after their daughter when they passed on was someone who could look after her from everything, because he was a vampire and a prince as well, and a courtier. So we have time to go, 45. Endings, completions, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a way of new beginnings. There is nothing left for you to do. Be or experience your present circumstance. Take the risk and move on. Even if you need to be in transition for a time, your destiny is calling you. It's over, or at the very least this relationship is taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost, although the card could speak to a breakup, drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract. It is more the release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If it's not, it never was. If you want something deeper, walk away. 21. Getting to the core of a situation, sweeping away what is no longer needed. Free yourself from burdens. If you feel so bogged down with emotional gunk you can't think straight, could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home? Always too much work, overwhelmed, time to clean house. Every item out of place naturally or natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack takes up energetic space, and it makes you feel unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. Time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can blow through with the new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics to see what's yours and what's not yours, to clean up your relationship. Everyone brings baggage. Sort through what you brought out with you and let go of what you no longer need. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. And then you've got the Midnight Prince, which is a very good card to pull. Carrying me home. That's what also came up for water signs. Needing support of others. Midnight Prince 43. Same colours too. Ask for what you want and be honest. If every thought is a wish to this fairy prince, what are you on your way to receiving? This fairy is making an appearance in your life soon, in the form of wishes and dreams coming to fruition. In order to create the greatest possible potential from these wonderful beings' abilities, be sure to know what it is you want, then to focus your thoughts, actions, emotions, and intent on this. Bring all into alignment and be honest when there appears to be blocks. Then allow them to be released gently and without drama. The thing is to be honest about what is it you want. There is no penalty for being so, and there is nothing to hide or disguise about yourself. Just be who you are and watch the magic begin to unwind in your life. The fairy prince is a wish granter. He will look into your eyes and into your heart and see what it is there that you want and when it will become true, because he's a wish granter. And so, before you see him and meet with him, you must be scrupulously honest with yourself. Examine your heart and your head and form your wishes from the best that there is. Do not try to hide your darkness from him or excuse them. He has darkness too and does not find that bad, but he does know that whatever it is you want has been born out of all you are, and if you remain unaware of all that you are, you will have wishes granted that somehow echo those unclaimed parts of yourself. When you meet with him, and this card says you will, Know yourself, be who you are, and ask truthfully for what it is you want. And that brings us to what you will ask for. Knowing that a wish will be granted, what wish will you ask to be given? Will you wish to be pain-free, to find new love, to be more abundant? What is it that you truly wish for? And know that all the wishes that take you closer to who you really are the good wishes, as we humans call them. All the wishes that take you further away from who you are the wishes that can distract you and go wrong. So do wish. Wish boldly, bravely, truthfully, honestly, because this fairy prince can see all you are. The more you know who you are, the more wonderful a wish can be granted. You can't stick a peg in a round hole. You have to know yourself. Know thyself. Oscar Wilde said that. And it talks about, if you know who you are and you know you can't do something, then be honest with that person. That's not who I am. It's not how I am. You're wishing for me to be something I'm not. You can't go against who you are. If you're a musician or you're a painter, then you can't do a job that's in an office. That's not who you are. If you love music, you need to be doing something with music. And sometimes it's not always, steady employment. But it's who you are. It's who you're meant to be. If you're meant to be a ballerina, go and do dancing and do a job on the side. You can have your day job and you can have your side hustle. So your side hustle might be reading cards for people. Well, that's who you are. You're a natural reader. You're a natural gifted intuitive. Then do that, because that's what you're meant to do. Don't go stuck in some other person's dream. That's their dream, not yours. Not for you. Okay, and that's all I have for today for earth signs. Singers have to sing. Painters have to paint. Writers have to write.